Heavy is the head that has to manage all of this.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel.
We're now incentivized to buy what we already buy.
Fumbling through college had me building.
I also got something done on the other side.
And that was right around, I would say, May, maybe, right before renewing the lease for this property.
Welcome to the channel, Martha.
Thank you for having me here.
Oh, I was going to say, I am getting up there and they I'll tell you what.
Bills paid by other people, life was never this good. I had to step back.
Show me the money. So DraftKing's actually wanted to tax winning bets even more money should you win, so that they can offset taxes coming from Chicago, Illinois. Now, Chicago has been in the headlines a lot lately because their team has been looking to build a brand new stadium, which I believe is going to cost upwards of $4 billion. And the city wanted to chip in and pay for it, but the people of Chicago said nope, nope, nope. They didn't want anything to do with paying for a brand new stadium. And so what does that leave Chicago, Illinois to do? Well, they have to figure out other ways to raise tax dollars and tax money that doesn't affect the everyday person. And so when you're talking about a sports team and how to get taxes or tax money for a stadium, well, what better way than to tax people who are betting on sports? That makes perfect sense. And to be honest, I don't disagree with the model. This gets the new stadium built. This keeps the team in Chicago. This keeps the citizens happy who are not interested in sports. And, you know, it raises more revenue for Chicago long term because betting will continue. If you haven't seen my post or my video on sports betting addiction and how that's going to affect Gen Z, well, this is just another way that people will get affected. Now, if DraftKings had went through with this, it wouldn't have only affected Chicago, Illinois. No. They would have then started to do this to more states, if not all of them. And so when you lose, you lose. But when you win, there's an additional tax on that winning percentage. So DraftKings ended up actually reversing this. And I'm going to tell you exactly why they decided to reverse this essential tax, because Chicago, Illinois is taxing them. They're now going to decide to eat up the cost of the tax hike that Chicago, Illinois is implementing. So the reason why DraftKings has decided to no longer go through with this and reverse their stance on putting this on the consumer who wins is because there are no other betting companies willing to follow that model or direction. And the biggest player in all of it is FanDuel, that also decided that they're not going to cut costs by putting it on the consumer. I honestly believe that Chicago will not be the only one to raise taxes. New York will soon follow. California will soon follow. States like these are greedy, hungry, and always looking to spend more money. And so those states are definitely going to follow suit. And so if you are a sports betting agency, it is very likely that you're going to lose money having to deal with those type of situations. And so how can you show profitable earnings? How can you show that you are continuing to grow, your revenue is continuing to grow? How can you do that when you're constantly being met with new states implementing higher taxes, cutting into the profits that you were making? And so, you know, DraftKings came up with a solution for that. It would be smart to roll it out state by state and not all at once, because this will allow you to show growth year over year over year without it being every single state at once. Because If you do every state at once, you'll show massive profit, but then there's no additional room to grow, and then you'll still see a decline when other states follow suit to increase taxes as well. So with that being said, FanDuel said that they're going to eat the cost of this service, and they're not going to raise taxes on anyone else. They're not going to follow DraftKings in the pursuit of money and being money hungry, especially because I looked at some of these bets. I looked at some of these spreads during the Olympic Games, and I was absolutely shocked at what I was looking at. When you have to bet $2,000 just to win $100, I was absolutely shocked at what it takes to really be a winner in America today and really be a winner when you bet today. When you have to bet $2,000 on the USA's men's basketball team to win just $100, that is absolutely insane. And so, I thought about betting a couple $1,000s, but I'm like, what is the point if I lose so much more money, in the blink of an eye? If it was 1/3, if I pay $100 and I get, $30, that would have been so much easier to swallow. That would have been life-changing, and I could have definitely said, you know what, I'm going to bet on this today because I know that it can absolutely change my life, and I truly believe in a USA men's team, which I would have been correct. But I'm not about to put $10,000 in there just to get, $500. I'm not betting $10,000 to make $500. It is absolute nonsense. It absolutely makes zero sense whatsoever. And obviously, you don't necessarily want to bet on the underdog because they're underdog for a reason. So, you have all these betting companies that are really making it hard for you to even make money when you do bet to win. And now you also have to deal with additional taxes when you do win. So you're losing money on both ends of the spectrum. I can't imagine winning $1 million after you just bet, $800,000, and then you get taxed $50,000 on that million before you have to pay taxes on that million. It's insane to me how it just cuts into your profit like that. By the time you're done, you're walking away with like $450,000 in profit after spending $800,000. Now, obviously, that's good if you make half your money, but just imagine the scale of what you had to pay in to get that far. And so, FanDuel was absolutely against it. And although I don't necessarily agree with sports betting or betting of any kind or gambling of any kind, this is inevitable. If you're a publicly traded company, which most of these companies are, they are eventually going to look for ways to increase profits. And one way to do it has already been thrown out there, thrown into the ecosystem, thrown into the world. So even if it is not done today, it will absolutely be done tomorrow. And it will make winning in sports betting that much more difficult and that much less engaging. Because you're going to see now winners can't just win. They now must pay the company for winning on top of that. It's so much better to be the business than to be the consumer. Absolutely much better. Because imagine me telling you, hey, let me grab everybody's money. And if you win, I'll pay you out. If the other persons win, I'll pay them out. And I'll just take a small fee. Let me do that with the entire world. And yes, you should trust me because we're quick, we're easy. That's essentially what these companies are. They're glorified money holders, similar to a bank, that you simply give your money to instead of just making the bet person to person. Hey, you want this person? I want this person. Let's make the bet. And so, it's a shame that I already see where the world is going in terms of sports betting and gambling. There are going to be so many more addictions. People need to have restraint, resiliency, and discipline. I'm not telling anyone to not do any sports betting or gambling of any kind, but I am saying to be very, very responsible and understand that you're going to be making less and less money over time because these are publicly traded companies that are looking to make a profit. And the only way to make a profit is for you to lose. And even when you win, you'll lose because now they're looking to tax you when you win. So yes, it has been reversed. DraftKing's is not moving forward with it. And to be honest, DraftKings is the most memorable name that I can think of. FanDuel I actually thought was going away. So to see that DraftKings is actually taking into consideration what FanDuel is saying and doing, it's almost as if FanDuel is the big brother or the parent in the situation, and DraftKings is following their lead, understanding that, they don't want to ruffle too many feathers. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Are you still going to be with DraftKings after knowing that they wanted to charge the consumers more? Are you going to switch over to FanDuel? Do you even gamble or bet on anything whatsoever? What's your takes? Let me know in the comment section down below. And as always, I post every single day at 8 a.m. daily on YouTube and on Rumble and on Spotify now. And I can't wait to see you on the next one. Peace.